recording right now.
Cool.
Cool. Yep, we're recording. People are still kind of coming in. But yeah, while we're waiting, I can start us off on the intro and give Nikki as much time as possible, because I know that she has plenty of knowledge she wants to share to everyone, and yeah, there's plenty of stories and can answer any questions. So, all right, well, welcome everyone to our Team USA Training and Tactics section with our Paralympian Nicky Nieves. This is part of the Angel City, the 2021 Angel City Summer Series, presented by the Hartford. It's an honor to have Nikki here with us, and she's getting ready to go to Tokyo. So let's show her some love. It's super exciting. Yeah, round of applause. Let's clap it out. Yeah. So real quick, those of you that are coming in from the last session know, but people are coming in like new to this session. Like, if you can remain on mute the entire time, it'll be great. It'll make it a lot easier for everyone to hear Nikki. If you have any like questions or comments or whatever, just write them in the chat, and I'll make sure to be monitoring that and get back to you guys. Like, ask your questions to Nikki and stuff as we go along. If you're an adaptive athlete, make sure to have like your name, like your accurate name, as your name on Zoom, so we can give you your 10 points for today's session. And make sure that's the same way for every session going forward, so we can add up those points and get all the prizes and super cool swag. Also, we have our medical volunteers. If you're feeling funky, feeling hurt, been training hard and have questions or whatever, just pop into the chat and ask to talk to one of them. Now all the rules are done. I can stop being a bad guy. I'm gonna get to the super cool stuff. Let's just take like real quick, mention our sponsors. So we have the Hartford has been the presenting sponsor for the 2021 Angel City Summer Series. Got it right that time. Along with the Capital Group, and then our individual sports sponsors. So we have the Hanger Clinic, Fox Sports, and Gold Meets Golden. Yeah, so thanks to them, we're able to do this, and we're super thankful. And thank you guys for showing up. So I would now like to introduce Nikki. She'll be heading to Tokyo for her second Paralympic Games, which is rad. It's super exciting, and we're super lucky to have her here. Thank you for taking some time out of your training schedule, Nikki. And sweet, let's get it started. Like, Nikki, if you want to take it away.
Hi, friends. Hello. I'm so excited you guys are here with me. If you hear me talking a little funny, I have a retainer on, and it's not the best thing to talk with, but we're gonna make it work. All right, I'm gonna look. I can't see, I hate seeing myself when we're doing these things. I like to see the whole crowd, so I switch my view. Today, what we're gonna do is a little bit of a workout, and then we're gonna do some drills. What I thought would be really helpful is doing drills that I used while I was in quarantine, because life wasn't easy, number one, and number two, I was able to get some training in with whatever was available to me. So in that case, it literally was a ball and my wall and my floor. 3 best friends. So we're gonna do a little bit of a workout, a little bit of drills. For today, you have 3 options. You can either do the skill without anything, so you can do it free, no weights, no bands. The other option is to use a resistance band, and my beautiful niece Sophia is going to be the resistance bander to show you that it is possible, right, Sophie? This is her first time, guys. It's her first time. And then we have the third option. I also have a weight, so then I'll be doing it with a weight as well. I am in between like training spaces. Usually I have like a hook with me that helps put it on my baby hand, as I call it. I don't know what you guys call yours, but mine is my baby hand. To help me like hold the weights and stuff. But literally it's just to give you like certain options and like different ways to do things. This by no means is the way that you have to do things. The power of being an adaptive athlete is that you are adaptive. So you can do it how it works for you, how you feel comfortable, how you feel you're going to get stronger. Of course, safely without getting hurt, but how it works for you, right? All right, so let's get some warm-ups in. Everybody stand up. Stand up, find some space. If you're not standing, get some space where you can wiggle your arms. And what we're gonna do, you ready, Sophie? What we're gonna do is we're just kind of gonna go back and forth with our arms, get them loosey-goosey. Come on, Sophie. Get your arms loosey-goosey, girl. Get those arms loosey-goosey. Same thing with your hips if you wanna move them side to side and get your hips moving. One really weird thing that I learned about sitting volleyball is that it really affects my hips because we're sitting in these weird positions for so long. So then what ends up happening is when I get up, I feel like I'm walking all lopsided because my hip has been so used to just sitting in a certain position. Right, then let's get ourselves all open. Let's reach over to one side. Reach over to the other. Nice and loosey-goosey. If you feel like you could incorporate some legs, what you can do is reach down to your left leg as well. And right. Left and right. Got it? Sometimes what helps for me is doing a little bit of a squat. If squats don't work for you, you can kind of move forward and backwards if the squats aren't working. Same thing with the side to side if the squats aren't working. We want to get our muscles warm so that when we start, they're not screaming at us right off the bat, right?
Oh, I just heard a crack.
You heard a crack? You might hear some cracks. Alrighty, so our first thing that we're going to do that is on my list is curls. I'm going to show you what they look like with the resistance band. Let's put this up a little bit. Okay, and let's squish this. Sorry guys, we're live. All right, so what we're going to do, if you have a band, what you're going to do is you're going to do the curls, but you have to find a point that it can hold on to so you can do a curl with both. So I'm going to give you some options. If your legs are accessible, what we're gonna do, look, even mine has a little loop so I can stick my hand in it. You're gonna step on the band. So when you do your curls, you can curl up this way and it has some tension. If you do not have your feet to where you can stand on it, if you are in a chair, what you wanna do, you can lift a leg. You wanna lift a leg, or you can pinch in between your legs if you have that option, and create some resistance. If you do not have that option, what we're going to do is take one side of your band, you're going to sit on that one side, and you're going to do the same thing. Let me put this down a little bit so you can see. Guys, I might move my camera a lot just because I want to show everybody every angle so you guys can see that there's different options for you. You're not stuck into one. So you want to sit on one side and you want to do your curl. If that doesn't work, feel free. Sometimes you can wrap it around your chair, bring it out, and do your curl. Here's the cool part about being an adaptive athlete. There's so many things around that can help us. So you are not restricted. Anything can literally help you. If you want, hey, you can even use your armpit. If you want to use your armpit, you can hold it down on the side, right here, wrap it around your arm if you need to, and do your curl. There's so many different options. So Sophie, let's do yours. You're gonna step on yours. Here you go. Go ahead. And then, like I stated before, for those of us that wanted to use some weights, same thing, you can use your weights. So we'll go on one side. You can use your weight. For me, because I forgot my hook, I don't like to leave my baby arm out. So what I'll do is I'll pinch it in between if the weight is easy enough for me to do, and I'll just kind of lift it from there. Always trying to create opportunity to lift. That's okay. Same thing with your resistance band. Sometimes, let me get the thicker one, one moment.
Which one? Oh, that's not small.
Even with resistance bands that are a little bit thicker, you can use those as well. I got this one from Angel City. This one is really strong. What you can do is tie it around your weight, tie it around where you're trying to do your curl, and use it as well. So you have tons of options, guys. Once you get 5 good ones in on the other side, so I'm gonna do my 5, 2, 3, you getting it, Sophia? 4, 5, then let's go switch to the other side. 1, 2, 3, yes, Micah, way to be adaptive, I love it. 4, 5, and let's get one more in on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch for our last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job, guys. How are you guys feeling? And remember, if the resistance band is too much, if the weight is too much, we all got to start from somewhere, right? So even doing like this, getting your arms used to it, getting them in the swing of things. So when you do finally use a resistance band or that weight, it's like, hey, I've done this before. I'm a little bit stronger now. I can go up a little bit. All right, so let's see the next one. The next one we're going to do is a squat to press. So for those of us that are able to stand, if we were to have the weight on, let's move this back up a little bit. If we were to have the weight, we would take the weight, we would squat, and we would press. Squat and press. Same thing like I said before, if you have a hook, you can put your hook on the other side. If not, you can squeeze it just like I've done before, and I would squat and I would press as high as I could go. Remember that if you're pinching it, it doesn't have that much holding it on, right? So even if you're squatting and you're pressing and you're going halfway, you're still putting some weight on your other arm to make you stronger. If we're using the resistance band, same thing, I'm going to put it in my little loop. We're going to go and stand on it. We're going to hold, and it's going to be the same exercise. You're going to squat and press, squat and press. Now, if you're in a seat, watch out, Sophie. What you can do is the same thing, except yours will look a little different. You can try pinching it in your legs just like before. So we're here, we're pinched. We can start here, we can start down, press, down, and press, down, and press. What's wrong? That one's the stronger one, yep. Down, and press. Remember, guys, we want to feel that burn and we really want to get strong. So instead of going, I'm pressing, I'm done, I did my 5, I'm done, we want to feel the burn, right? So we're down, we're here, and we're going to press nice and slow, get our way up, and come all the way down. Same thing with your squat. If you're squatting, you want to get down and you want to press. Down and you want to press. Let's see 10 good ones, guys. 10 good ones. Let me see. You guys look great. You're getting stronger by the second. Not the minute, the second. Connor, come on, get in there. Squat and press. Low and press. Work those muscles. I love it. Kira, good job. Asher, Max, and Gloria, good job. Right, Daniel, you pressing over there? Great job, Lucas and Katie. Cammy, you look great. Way to work on that balance. Like a great job. Lindsay, she's getting into it. She's getting it. Megan's getting into it. I love it, guys. Katie's getting into it. I love it. So after you guys, if you think you got your good 10, go ahead and give yourself a nice little hand clap. Shake your arms out if you need to. Sometimes they get really tight. Kind of stretch them out if you need to. You good? My niece said there might be some more cracking because she's still cracking over there when she stretches out. All right, another one that we're gonna do is we're gonna do some crunches. I like these just because, again, there's different variations of them. I'm going to show you standing, and then I'm going to show you sitting. So if we were to be standing and doing these crunches, they're going to be oblique crunches. Okay, ready? So you going to do it with me? All right, so they're oblique crunches, and you're here. One arm's going to be up and to the side, and you're going to crunch. And crunch. Pick it up as high as you can. And just like they say, whenever you're playing your sport, mind to muscle. So think, I'm working out that muscle. If you are in your chair, same thing. You're here, slowly, and back up. Slowly, and back up. Yep, great job, Micah. Slowly and back up. Just like that. If lifting your leg is too much for you, it is perfectly fine to stand here and get your crunch in. Remember, we are adaptive. We can make anything happen. Right, let's do about some 8 good ones on this side and we'll switch. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, great job, guys. 3, 2, 1. Let's switch to our other side. A good 8, 7. If you can use that leg, use the leg. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, guys. You guys are like pros. You guys should be teaching me. I shouldn't be teaching you anything. All right, let me sit down, baby. Any questions regarding those exercises? Anything that I should go back over with you guys? Yes, no, maybe so. All right, and I'll show you one more exercise that I personally love. It can be used as a warm-up, or it can be used literally as an exercise, especially with COVID, because look, some people during COVID only had this as their exercise, and it worked, right? So one of them for me is going to be, gosh, I don't know the technical term for it, but I'm going to say arm in, arm out. We're going to say that. So what you're going to do is hold with one side. If you have both available, you can hold with one side. If you're like me, tie it to one side. If you don't have that available either, you can use your armpit if you have that available. If you don't have that available either, you can sit on one side. You can tie it to a chair, anything that's going to hold on to it for you. And what we're going to do, let me back up. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of take it in a short kind of length. We're going to take it in a short kind of length, and we're going to come out this way. So we're working on our rotator cuffs. We're making them stronger. And this also keeps your rotator cuffs healthy, because the stronger they are, the less likely they are to tear. So like I said, if this doesn't work for you, you can try your armpit. You can try pinching it on the side if that doesn't work for you. You can try putting it around a chair. Some of my teammates, they go and they sit on their bands. They put it under one of their legs. Once you get a few good ones in on that way, you can sit on the other side. For me, I like my tension kind of tight. So instead of putting it in my loop, sometimes I'll just go and wrap around. And I'll, oh, wrong side. And I'll come this way, same thing, going out again. If it's too tough for you, remember, you can loosen the tension. And you can put it as light as you need it. Remember, you don't want to kill yourself, but you want to get a good workout in. We're working to be stronger and smarter. So right here. Now, same thing, we're going to go the other way. So what I like to do on this one, sometimes I'll hold it on one. I'll put it behind my back, and I'll come in this way. Same rule applies. If you don't have it that way, oh, sorry, baby. If you don't have it that way, you can wrap it around a chair and do it. You can wrap it around your leg and do it. Whatever is available to you for it to hold on to. Like a chair, exactly. Oh, I'm stuck. Same thing for the other side. If you need more tension, grab more of it. Just like that. Good job, guys. Last one of this little series of arms. You're going to take them and you're going to come out this way. Same thing, I always feel it in my shoulders, and I also feel it all along my arm, really. And I like it because it gets me warm. I'm scooting around the floor. I'm pushing around my whole body. Nobody has time to do that with a cold body. Get nice and warm. If it's too much tension, like I said, you can open it, make it looser. Any way that's going to work for you. Yep, I like it, Micah. Micah's way out here. It works for him. If it works for you to be way out here, do it. No shame in our game. We're getting stronger the way that we know how. Good job, guys. Great job. Give yourself a round of applause. You did it. You got a good workout in and you didn't die. I love to see it. I love to see it. Really quick, any questions about any of those exercises, how it could work for you, what needs to be different, better? Everybody good? All right, let's do some drills. Where is the volleyball? Where did I put it up?
It's right behind you.
Ta-da! Okay, guys, so do any of you have a volleyball available? Yes! Hey, it's something. It's something. Okay, so one of the most important drills in volleyball is being able to pass a ball, right? And it gets really hard to do so or to like practice that skill when you don't have people with you or you're by yourself. So one of the things that I like to tell kids that I'm coaching, even myself and my teammates do it because you're never too old to train to continue to get better, is passing to yourself. And sometimes it can get a little tricky, especially if you're in a room and your room has really low ceilings and it might just have a fan like I do. It gets really, really tricky. So what you want to do is work yourself to be better at passing to yourself. So just like this, passing, just like that. That's what we're going to work on, but we're going to make it a floor edition. So think about it. If I have the floor, I have more space to pass. Everybody see me? Yeah, perfect. So think about it. If you have the floor, you have more space to pass. You have more height to go. And if you make a mistake, the ceiling is not that close. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one arm, take it out. We're going to take the other arm, and we're going to connect them. So one's going to hold the other. If you have both thumbs available, your thumbs are going to connect and they're going to be parallel. If you don't have both thumbs available and you're like me, what we really want is a flat platform. So every time the ball touches us, it has a flat space to go off of, every single time. If it's not flat, it's going to go crazy. You're going to look crazy, and sometimes it's going to look like you hit the ball harder than it actually came. So what we're going to do is work on tossing the ball up straight to ourselves and passing. Our goal is to get it consecutively, but if we're not consecutive yet, that's fine. You can pass one and catch it. Pass one and catch it. Just like that. And I love it. Adaptive. There's a pillow, there's a basketball, there's a tennis ball. I love it, guys. Yep. Get into it, Micah. Right in front of you and up. And this is really going to help you because it's going to teach you self-control to keep the ball next to you, right? Because there's so many things in the room that we don't want to hit. We don't want to hit the ceiling. We don't want to hit the windows. We don't want to hit our plants. I have baby plants. They're my children. I don't want to hit my plants because I fear that I might kill them. So when we think about it, you will say, okay, I really have to focus and think to yourself, how was my contact on that one? Were my arms super straight? Was it flat? Are both of my arms out and connected to each other? So one arm, I'll go over it one more time. Put one arm out, either your right or your left. Put the other arm out, either your right or your left. And we're going to connect them. Connect. And you're going to make the flattest platform that you can. Flattest platform that you can. And we're going to talk to ourselves and pass right up to ourselves. Just like that. Talk to ourselves and pass up to ourselves.
Quick question, Nikki.
Yeah.
Are people supposed to be swinging their arms, or is it more of letting the ball kind of bounce off your arms? Are you just stiffening them up, or?
So for the sake of this drill, we're going to swing just a little bit. And it's kind of funny because in both sides of, both sides of volleyball, it kind of varies, right? So if we're playing traditional volleyball and we're standing, we don't really want to swing our arms barely ever. In little cases, you will swing your arms. In the sitting world, we kind of have to give it more of a little oomph to get where we want it to go, because now we don't have the option to use our legs to direct the ball. We only have the angle and the little energy that we're giving to it. Sometimes it's perfect. If somebody's smashing the ball at me, it has enough energy that I don't have to swing my arm. But sometimes we need to. And in this case, if we're working on our passing, we're thinking about, okay, I'm going to swing a little bit and I'm going to get it to myself. So after you get, the hang of it, let's see if you can do 5 in a row. So 5 to yourself, right where you are, and make it the goal that you don't want to move your body. I don't want to have to move to pass my ball. I want to stay in my same spot, and I just want to keep passing it. I want to stay in my same spot. And creating these habits will be better. It helps you with self-control. And remember, it's volleyball, so call your ball. Mine, 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 over and over. Get in the habit of that self-control. Yes, I love it. And if you're not on the consecutive, it's fine. It's completely fine. We're working on that flat platform. I love to see it. I love it. Now we're going to throw a monkey in the mix, or a wrench in the mix. And what we're going to do is we're going to pass, bless you. We're going to pass and we're going to set to ourselves. So let's put my camera up a little bit. Sophie, sit down right here. We're going to pass to yourself and set to yourself. Now the set gets a little tricky. Just like anything else, we're adaptive. We use what we've got. You're going to come off of your head and push up. Now on this one, you want to push straight up, because where do you want the ball to come back to? Your body. If I'm pushing the set out and I'm pushing my arms out, look, this is what I'm giving it. If I'm giving it this, it's coming back to me, right? Because it can only go up and back down. If I push it out, it's going to go out, and then something's breaking and mom is angry. So think about it. I'm going to pass to myself. I'm going to set to myself. I'm going to pass. I'm going to set. And the same way that we called mine before, we're going to call mine now. So mine, mine, same thing. Pass to yourself, set to yourself, straight up. The goal is to be consecutive, to have really good ball control. I don't always need a gym to work on my platform. I don't always need a gym to work on my set. I just need some patience with myself, a ball, and my floor. Let me see it, guys. Let me see what it's looking like. Good job, Cammie. Raya, let me see your work, Raya. I love it. Kira, I love the pillow work. I love it. Micah, great job. What might help is connecting your arms. So try to pass it with your arms connected instead of your arms separate. It'll help you. See who else? Jen, I love the pillow work. Katie with the basketball, I love it. We are adaptive. I love it. All right, so on our very last one, so we did our passes. I'm gonna break the light. So break the light, guys. On our passes and our sets, we got those down. The very last one is try and incorporate a wall. So Sophie, go on this side for me so nobody can see that side. Okay, and let's see if you can see. Thumbs up if you can still see me clearly. Perfect. So what we're going to do now, or for your last one, or if you just want to start with this one instead of starting to pass to yourself, you want to pass to a wall, but the trick is, just like anything else, we want to do it lightly because we don't want the ball to shoot back at our face or to break anything. So if I'm taking mine, you can just keep going back and forth, working on your platform, and then with this same ball too, you're going to be able to work on your self-control. If the wall does not work for you because mommy and daddy are going crazy because you're being loud, you can do the same thing and pass to yourself. Just think, whatever you have available is what you're going to use. So if it's the floor, use the floor. If you have a wall, but always remember, you always have the floor and your arms and your hands. Even if you don't have hands, because I don't got both of them, you got something. You can make it work. All right, guys? It's hard with a small wall. Yeah, it definitely is hard with a small wall. But what I've learned too is I've kind of made a game out of it. So in my mind, I'm like, this wall is really, really tiny. How many times can I get it to just hit the wall and not go crazy? How soft can I hit it? So I'm just getting in that little sliver of the wall and it's coming right back to me. So just got to think, everything can be a game and everything can be fun. And then when you get back on the court and you do have an opportunity to do so, you'll be that much better because you did little things to help you get to where you are today. So any questions on those drills? Nope. You guys did so good. Pillows are hard to control. Shout out to the pillow people. I'm going to call you guys the pillow people. My gosh, dedication, adaptation at its best. They were like, nothing's stopping me. Where's my pillow? I love it. I love it. Oh, and dogs stealing balls. I know the feeling. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. All righty. All right, and if you guys have any questions, you can put them in the chat. Eric's gonna read them off.
Yeah, that was awesome, Nikki. That was so much fun. And people grabbing the pillows, you guys are absolute champions. Like that was so much. That's an added layer of difficulty. All right.
Tammy, I'm number 16.
All right. I got one question so far. So what position do you normally sit in? And are there like different positions for that are better for like blocking, serving, or diving for the ball?
Man, so it depends on how comfortable you are and what you have. So I'll start with that. So for me, let's position it back to the floor. Ooh, don't fall, camera. Okay, so for me, whenever I'm playing, I like to fold my leg in and I sit this way because I'm right leg dominant. So it's easier for me to just push off and do what I need to do. I feel like I have space in front of me to go forward and pass if I need to pass. And then it's also easy for me to just kick out my leg and do what I need to do. However, it's what works for me. So I have teammates that sit with both legs out when they're about to pass a ball that someone's serving. I have some teammates that sit the opposite way. I've seen girls that literally will like put their leg way behind them and prop way low. I am not that flexible. I think I'd cry instead of play volleyball if I had to do that. But yeah, literally, it's just whatever works for you. Typically in blocking, my teammates and I, we typically sit this way to bend our legs because we're on a net and there's people across the net as well that have legs and you don't want to like bump into them. Not to say that it doesn't happen because it is an adaptive sport and sometimes people can't fold their legs. Sophia. Sorry. And sometimes people can't fold their legs. So you do run into like trying to scoot around people with their leg out. But for the most part, for blocking at the net, we'll have our legs folded. So we have more space to get super close to the net and block. And as well, it's super easy to just pop them up and move when you need to move rather than having them out at the net, bumping into other people and then struggling when it's time to move.
Yeah. Awesome. And real quick, because we had a couple of questions about like the rules about like how you need to be sitting and the positions when you're sitting and hitting the ball.
Yeah. So the rule is basically whenever you're in contact with the ball, your torso and your bottom has to be on the floor. Oh, it's in the ball! Sorry, I just saw my name on it. Me and Cammy are like longtime friends. So we have to have our torso to our bottom on the floor whenever we're contacting. When the ball's coming over the net, sometimes you will see people kind of like hop up and get the ball. But the rule with that is as long as you're below the height of the net, it's okay. So someone of my height, that's not working. But people that are smaller or they're shorter, it works for them. So our libero, she's super great at just leaping up, getting it, and she never gets called because she's always below. So yeah, we literally have to contact our torso or our bottoms have to be on the floor. And we also, in pursuit of a ball, we can't crawl to it because it's for sitting volleyball. It's like one of those things that, it's called a butt lift. It's one of those things where it's considered unfair because some people don't have it. So, and I can see where they're coming from because I do have both of my legs. So for me to just go and crawl would probably be unfair. But to be honest, I think it takes me longer to crawl. But you can't crawl, you can kind of like scooch back and kind of like spider crawl, I guess you can call it, to get back to the ball. But at all times, you got to be down, even in your blocks. Now they have a rule that when you're blocking and you butt lift it, it doesn't matter if you touch the ball or not, the ref can call you on it. So it's really tedious with like staying on the floor and really playing your ball without hopping or like pushing up on your legs.
Awesome. Yeah, and thanks for clarifying. It is a little subjective sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
So we have a question. When did you get into volleyball?
Man, I started playing volleyball when I was 11 years old. Yeah, I started playing traditional volleyball when I was 11 years old. I played through middle school, through high school, and I played a year in college. I also played club volleyball. So with those who are unfamiliar with it, think of it as like, people have travel basketball. It's kind of like that, except it's club volleyball. So you're basically going the entire year. And then my first and only year of playing college volleyball, they had reached out to our athletics director and they were like, hey, you want to try sitting? And at first I was like, no, all these things going through my mind, I don't want to do it. But I tried it and I loved it and now I'm hooked. And I've been on the team ever since then, and that was 2011. So it's been a long time. It does not feel like I feel like I just blinked my eyes, and people are like, "Oh, you've been on the team for a while." I'm like, "Not really," but then I look at it and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, yeah." But yeah.
Oh yeah, that's wild. That's cool. That's such a journey. Yeah, and into the next one. So you're going into your second Paralympic Games.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what's your mindset like? Versus your first Paralympic Games?
Yeah, so funny story. I'm hoping and praying I get to go into my second Games. Our roster for volleyball works a little differently. We actually qualified for the Games in 2018. So volleyball gets to qualify super early, and then right beforehand is when they tell you if you're going or not. So we leave August 15th. Today is July 8th, and we do not have a roster yet. So our hopes is that we get our roster this weekend. I mean, good. I guess you could look at it as a good thing that we can't have fans there, so families not worrying about buying tickets and stuff. With Rio, it was kind of the same. We got it late as well, but it wasn't that late. And mindset right now, honestly, is just to get in there and to do everything that is in my power. I remember feeling just really like down and upset about COVID and feeling like everything that I had worked for just got taken away from me slowly because, we worked and we practiced and we lift weights. And then day by day, everything just, you're not as strong anymore. And you're not as, just not in the right mental space. But now, and through COVID, I just kind of had like a click that I was like, I can't control anything else. I can't control if they're going to have the games. I mean, literally in my mind, I'm like, everything is up in the air right now. We can get an email saying that the games got canceled tomorrow. But I can't control that. All I can control is what I'm doing right now, how I'm practicing, how I'm treating my body, how much water I'm drinking, am I eating good food or am I eating McDonald's? Like little things like that. So when I do get to show up for my team, when we do get to compete, which we finally did the past 3 weeks, I'm showing up as my best self, ready to go and win another medal.
Oh, that's awesome. That's such good advice. Like about people going up and everything going on. And I'm so excited and excited for you and nervous for you. We got a couple more minutes. So we have what are some opportunities being a Paralympian has opened up for you?
Yeah, man, honestly, opportunities like these. So I didn't know anything about adaptive sports. I kind of felt like a leprechaun in a sense. I felt like I was the only one out there. My parents didn't know about adaptive sports either. I didn't have any friends, family, nothing. Even my coaches, they were all able-bodied. And going into parasport, playing for Team USA, meeting tons and tons of different people opened up opportunities like this because now you guys are my community to be able to talk to when I'm feeling funny or when you guys are feeling funny and you're like, hey, did you go through this? And it's crazy because you never know how much you need something until you're like there. So growing up, I didn't have anybody that looks like me to like ask all of these hard questions and is this okay? Is that okay? But now that I'm in the community, when people ask me, I can be like, oh yeah, no, I literally, this is how I put my makeup on. This is how I learned how to pass. This is how I learned how to set. I mean, in my 20s, I finally figured out because a girl in middle school told me, Nikki, you can hold stuff with your elbow. And I had never thought about that. I was always like, oh, I'm just going to hold it to my shirt. And sometimes my shirt would get dirty or like wet. So literally like opportunities like these, which I absolutely love because it's an awesome community. We're all in it together. We're fighting for the same things. We all want, representation. We want equality, like all of these really great things. I've gotten sponsorships with like people like Citi. I actually just finalized the contract with Nike today. So now I'm a Nike athlete. Everything, like literally just like little things. I got to do an interview with Time. Like it's literally like all of these things that I personally don't think would have happened had I stayed in the traditional sport realm. I feel like a whole new world has opened because I'm a para athlete. And I used to like try to keep that to myself because I didn't want other people to feel bad, But now that I'm like super secure in myself and just because I feel this way, like I know I'm not dimming anybody else's light and I'm not taking away from them. But for me, I'm just like, it's definitely like made me a better person. I'm more confident. Who cares? I don't have a hand. I still rock. Like, who cares? Like, who cares if you're in a chair, if you're missing both of your arms? If your sight is impaired, it literally does not matter. You're still an awesome individual. You're fighting to be the greatest athlete that you can be, and people should put some respect on it. So literally, like, it opens up like Pandora's box of just awesomeness.
Oh, that's awesome. Like, hey, congratulations. That's
Thank you.
phenomenal news. Yeah. And I think I'll end it on this one just because it's I think it's just maybe Cammie throwing some shade. Yeah, it just says at what age can't you play sitting volleyball? Like you're this old, so you're too old to play.
There literally is no age, Cammie. If you want to go and play in your 60s and your 70s, you can go and play in your 60s and your 70s. And that's what's awesome about sitting volleyball. Side story, my very first tournament, we went to the Netherlands, and my first tournament, I didn't get a lot of play time. And I remember we were playing Slovenia, and there was a way much older lady. And I remember asking my teammate, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like she's still playing and she's so much older. My teammate was just like, shut up, like you're new to this world, like you don't know. And I was like, yeah, but she's older and like, like maybe, she should be like fragile, right? Like super fragile. And I remember that same game that I said that, my coach was like, you know what? Go ahead, let's get some time on you. Like you can get some play time. And I was so excited. And the older lady goes back to serve, and I'm like, oh, should she be serving? In my mind. And she aced me. And literally the serve was so hard that it literally hurt my arm. like legit, like hurt my arms, and I was like, and I remember feeling so embarrassed because I was like, oh my God, here I am thinking she's like, maybe she shouldn't play anymore because she's older and she's out here acing me, like nothing. So literally, it does not matter what age you are, you can still play. On our team, we've had people start as young as 13, and our oldest person right now is 43. And she's retiring after Tokyo because she wants to retire, not because anybody's forcing her to retire. So yeah, there's no limit. No limit.
That's awesome. I love that, and I love that there are like challenges being thrown around in the chat, and people calling out you versus Cammy. It's going Cammy and Nikki for LA 2028.
Yes, Cammy, come play. Let's bring home a medal in LA.
All right. Yeah, let's I think we're gonna end it with that. I threw Nikki's contact information in there. You can find her on Facebook if you just search her name, as well as on Instagram. Her Instagram handle is in the chat. So make sure to go follow her, as well as USA Sitting Volleyball. Their Instagram handles in the chat as well. Yeah, I just want to thank everyone who joined and did the workout, and yeah, I really appreciate all the medical volunteers we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, another big thank you to the Capital Group, Fox Sports, the Hanger Clinic, Gold Means Golden, and of course the Hanford. Yeah, again, massive thanks, Nikki. Like, you're awesome. Congratulations for all your accomplishments. We truly appreciate you coming out and giving us a good workout.
Yeah, and thank you guys for coming and listening to me yammer on and work out with me. I appreciate every single one of you.
Awesome. Yeah, so we hope to see all of you at the next Paralympic training session. Yeah, this one's with guide running with Jerome Avery. It starts in like 12 minutes. So go get a drink of water, use the bathroom, hop on over to that Zoom call. And you learn all about that sport, because that's fascinating. Yeah, and then of course, it's never too late. You guys can still RSVP for the in-person day on Saturday, which is super exciting. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. Just click on that. If you're in the area, come by. We're gonna have sitting volleyball there, so you get to try out everything that you just heard Nikki talk about. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Good night, everyone.
Thank you so much, Nikki. Best of luck.
Thank
Make the
you.
team go for gold. We're thinking about you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We're going to hop over to the next Zoom, so we'll see you there.